Hi and welcome to another Type with me. In today's video I want to talk about a way to TypeScript 5, breaking changes and deprecations. So of course TypeScript 5 will have some breaking changes because we go from 4 to 5, right? And that's normal, and you will have some kind of deprecations there as well. These will be still in TypeScript, but they are going to phase it out, and of course you get some time to get your code used to that. As always, you can look into the TypeScript 5 iteration plan on GitHub, right? And if we see right now is that on February 28 we will have a TypeScript 5 release candidate, and the final release will be the 14th of March of this year, 2023. So great thing to look forward to, right? So TypeScript 5.0 has a API breaking changes page where you can see that TypeScript is now itself implemented using modules, right? And that's a really big change, and it will have some kind of breaking changes there as well. It's great to go into it a little bit, but of course you need to test things out as well. The TypeScript package now targets ECMAScript 2018. That's what he targets. That's the latest thing, right? And it requires Node 10 or newer. And prior to 5.0, that package targets ECMAScript 2015 as a library, right? And that's because a lot of browsers were using that as a baseline. And of course, now we are a little bit further and they will target ECMAScript 2018. It's great to see that fix, and we also need to see how this will work out within the browser. So before 5.0 is released, we may increase this target to Node 12. And why is that? Because in Node 12 we have ECMAScript module support. This is also very important. It's something that I really like around in the JavaScript and TypeScript ecosystem. That's the ECMAScript module support. So like you saw last week, we are at the nightly build of TypeScript 5.0, and that's really great because we can then test things out there. So if I use this code, right, it's normal, it will give you an error. And if I select the previous version, and that's really great, you will see here that I don't get an error, right? Because, yeah, well, he can do something with it, but it's still strange, right? But yeah, it's great to have some kind of an error there. So again, apparently on the previous version it also gives an error on that, but if we then do something like this, it's no problem. But still, it's strange, right? Because we're going to say, hey, if this is a string, why could this be then smaller than 4 or bigger than 4, right? These kind of operators. So if we go to this other version, to version 5.0, you will see here that we will get an error on that. That he will complain about it, or it should be. Well, eventually in the documentation they say it should give you an error. So I don't know why, but maybe it's because I am testing it out to a nightly development build. Again, this is built from the 20th of January, and we're now in February, so maybe that's the case. If you put a plus before it, well, we can then convert explicitly a string into a number, and then of course we can do this kind of operators, right? So TypeScript always had some kind of problems with enums. So also in this release we are going to give an error like here, right? Type 1 is not assignable to type some event digit because of course we don't have 1 here, right? And it's now correctly gives an error. If we go back towards 4.9.4 and we wait a little bit until the JavaScript TypeScript language has detected something, well, we see that in the previous versions this was still possible. So now it's not possible and it will give you an error. And so if you're going for the latest 5.0 version, you will see that that's something that they have improved or corrected upon. Also, this example will result into an error, right? Type numbers is not assignable to type number. Of course, number.2 was letters.a. Of course, what you could do is have something like this, and then of course it will solve that because it's related to a 1, right? So in the previous version, and that's pretty cool, we can go to the previous version. Of course, you will just initialize JavaScript TypeScript language features, and then you will see that this was still possible. It's crazy, right? Because of course 2 is a string, but it's because it's in an enum that he maybe doesn't know that very well, and then it will not result in error. But within TypeScript 5, this is all solved. So TypeScript will also make typings on decorators more accurate. So that's also something that could be done. I cannot really show it to you because, yeah, it's not valid. It's still experimental. So decorators are not valid here. But again, they have made some improvements on decorators in TypeScript 5.0.0, and the accuracy of typings there are much better than before. And then there are some kind of changes that are going to be deprecated. So these deprecations are --target ECMAScript 3 that will deprecate and goes away, right? --out will be removed and go away. If you still are going to use that, you will get a warning for that it will be deprecated. The no implicit use strict, the key of strings only, the suppress access property errors, the suppress implicit any index errors, and no strict generic checks. The charset, the imports not used as values, and the preserve value imports, they all going to move and going away, right? It's normal. That's how projects evolve, right? So from TypeScript 5.5 you are not able to use them anymore. It's also normal that target ECMAScript 3 will move away, like we are moving from the default target ECMAScript 2015 to ECMAScript 2018. We are in 2023, right? And then, of course, ECMAScript 3 will move and will not be supported anymore. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked it. I hope you subscribe to my channel. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And see you next time.